Once it says live on air, we are live globally. Welcome to the men's grand final of the HCSBL season for 2018. Rejoining me for our game here is Scotty Boucher and the one and only, the incomparable leader of our Chargers TV team. Whether it's Seabull next year, we don't know. Ronnie Reeves, you've joined me on site, and the Spartans and the Kings. The Kings are unlikely matchup with the Spartans here, but how do you see this game faring?
Look, JB, obviously it should be a close game, really. I think grand finals will tell you a different story. Obviously, the big inclusion here for Glenorchy is Mafang Muo. He's just come off the Seabull Championship along with Turi Masunda as well too. So those two boys will be still in good form and be ready to go. On the meanwhile, with Kingston have done a great job to reach their first grand final in so many years. We'll get Statman here, Scott, to tell us the details on that.
Thank you very much, Scotty.
But great to see Kingston and pretty much the wider Kingborough-Huon community getting their team through to the grand final.
It's been a tremendous night of basketball so far. We've watched three reasonably competitive games, particularly the women's game just gone, which we unfortunately had no Wi-Fi. I think I was to blame for that one, Scotty. And so might have walked away with the hotspot there. Apologies there, but the Hobart women getting the win there over the Spartans for the championship in the reserve. Meanwhile, our previous game prior to that, it was the Hobart senior women getting the championship. So the double there in the women, that's a fair confidence boost considering that it should have been a total spread of Glenorchy and Hobart in the final, Scotty.
Yes, yeah, I wasn't listening to a word you said then.
I'm not surprised, you never did all season. As we look down at our lineups, we've got Brad Tuffin, Matt Crawford, Jack Stanwicks, Terry Masunda, Daniel Saville, Liam Smith, the Salamanca Stalker, Jack Marston, Matthew Moo, Boyd Heather, and it looks like one of the other members of the Stanwicks family, Brennan, he is on site. Meanwhile, as we look at the lineups, I'm just going to get a better camera view as Ronnie's going to slide around for me. Thank you very much. We're going to look at, let me see, as they come over the halfway line, Eli Pawson. It's going to be Mason Bresenchek, Adam Van Sant, Greg Dolliver, Noah Stratzma, as I've been informed, been saying his name the entire time, Guy Paramore, Lucas Simpson, and Billy Buraki. That looks to be the squad there for Kingston. And Scott, we watched the game on Wednesday night, and certainly an unlikely matchup here. I hope you heard me because I sat right next to your ear the whole time. An unlikely matchup brewing here in this grand final.
I can't see Kingston doing too much damage to Glenorchy.
I have predicted that it's going to be a 20-point win for the Spartans. In saying that, I also predicted a 25-point win for Hobart. So, would you say that I'm an accurate assessor and judger of this one?
They may have put the kiss of death on Glenorchy.
May have put the kiss of death.
They've lost 3, will they lose 4? If they do, it'll be your fault.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. A big season by the Spartans, no doubt about that. They have Jack Stanwicks and Terry Masunda in the top 3 for total points per game. Terry, by far and away, I think the MVP this season. Started probably a little slow, got into it through the core of the season and finished lightly. Jack Stanwicks returning to MVP form to end the season. There's no doubt about that. Valuable contributions to Matthew Moo returning to the squad. The Salamanca Stalker himself, Liam Smith, coming off a championship with Seagull. He's been playing well. Boyd Heather, always a threat inside and out. And Jack Marston, a surprising finisher inside, one of the top 5 two-point shooters in the league. Meanwhile, as we head over to the Kingston side, Trey Nichols, a huge omission to this squad. He's now headed over to the United Arab Emirates for his big game and big season over there. Van Sant, Dolliver, Simpson, they're going to be crucial to this squad. Eli Pawson, another crucial player in this squad. One of the top 5 players for points total in the league and one of the better 3-point shooters in the league. This matchup's going to heavily rely on that of Stanwicks and Masunda, there's no doubt about that. I think Moo's just going to play a bit of an outside role here. Boyd Heather going to be locking down the internal positions. But Ronnie, you've got to look at the height disparage, the difference in height here. You've got Dolliver and Simpson working inside. What kind of an impact is Moo going to have defensively to help out Boyd Heather in this matchup?
I think Moo's got to really bring it like he did last week. He has to take a breath, JB. But I think, you can bring it defensively. We only got to look at last week where we talked about an Seagull broadcast where he got 14 valuable rebounds in the grand final and ultimately got Hobart a Seagull championship. So if he can bring that defensive effort in, there's no doubt about that he's going to help Boydo with a defensive effort on Simpson and Oliver.
I think we've proven tonight the winner of the rebound contest has been winning the games. It's been a factor through all three. Lou himself had 5 in the last quarter of the Seagull Championship game, 3 points, 14 rebounds. Played almost 40 minutes of the game, only rested for, I think, about 40 seconds of that game, so a big matchup there. He's going to be crucial. Now, a lot of people will question Scott why Lou is allowed to play, but if you can explain to the folks at home why Lou, having only played roughly half a dozen games this season, why he's allowed to play tonight.
Well, he has an injury exemption, so he was injured and had a doctor's certificate to prove he couldn't play, and we all know he missed quite a stretch for the Chargers through the middle of the year.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
No doubt about that. Our umpires, referees for the game, Connor Westwood and Andrew Johnson. Connor's been, as we've mentioned, Scott, probably the most consistent, probably one of the more senior and best referees the SBL's had this year.
Well, for his tender age, yes. You know, calling a 16-year-old kid one of our best senior referees.
It's not a stretch either. You've only got to see the way he refs the game. He's not afraid. He controls the game. He does everything that needs. As we look down there, coach of the Glenorchy Spartans is the one and only Brendan Stanwich, who, under my decent authority, as someone who finished very late on Monday night, was well and truly in the votes for Bad Monday. There's no doubt about that. Coach of the Kings is Matt Cook, and it looks like their ball boy down there, Pete Stoney, has returned. And what sort of role is Pete going to play tonight, Scotty?
Interference.
Keep an eye out for those Pete Stone jump shots as they come up. And our starting lineup sitting on the floor there, it's going to be Michael Klapsis, Nathan Brezenchek, Eli Pawson, Lucas Simpson and Greg Dolliver. Meanwhile, for the Spartans in black, Liam Smith, Matthew Ngmu bouncing the ball there, Jack Marston, Jack Stanwicks and Terry Vasunda, and we're about ready to tip off in the penultimate, the absolute final game, I should say, of
the SBL.
Sponsored by Vodka Cruises, just arrived in the house, and it's going to be Marston versus Simpson there. Got to line up on opposite sides, going to tip off on their bench. Thanks to Andy, who's just ruined the start of this game, but nonetheless, we're about to tip off. And Ronnie, how do you see this one faring?
Oh, it's going to be close. Let's see how the first 5 minutes goes for both teams here, JB.
Brezenchek with the ball. Down to Simpson, the low block. And Pui has just joined us, the premiership winning coach of the women's. And it's going to be Smith with the rebound as our cameraman goes to work. We're going to have to keep an eye on the screen here. Kicks out, it's going to be the Stanwich, he's not on the screen. Gathered by Klapsis, the first basket's gone to Kingston. Liam Smith with the ball, benches tonight. Look to be Brad Tuffin, Matt Crawford, Boyd Heather and Daniel Saville. Meanwhile, for the Kings, it's going to be Guy Paramore, Billy Buraki, Noah Stratzma and Adam Van Sant, 6th man of the year almost. As we look at the offensive flow here, Stanwich kicks out to Masunda, the MVP, takes a 3, misses, rebound by Moo. Again, we mentioned the big rebounding game there in the SBL. Pui, you've just joined us, and how do you see this game faring?
I think Kingston's size could actually probably cause a little bit of trouble for the Spartans. Obviously, the Spartans have got the perimeter shooting power there of Terry and Mui and Jack and Liam, but if they concentrate and just pump it down low, Lucas Simpson's hard to guard, he's a left-hander. Greg Dolliver probably not in the position he wants to be out there, but
he's thrown a floating miss, grabbed his arm and rebound, foul and good. And Kingston on a very good run to start this game, 4-0. Pui, your mob losing out to Kingston in the preliminary final, probably a bit of sour grapes, probably a bit of a tender spot there, but what do you think proved them to be effective on prelim final day?
Well, I honestly think it's probably lack of rotations. Unfortunately, I was coaching the girls at the same time to get us through the grand final, so I'm not sure if our depth came into play or I might have played some people a bit too long in spots and everything else. I think they wasted a lot of energy trying to get back into the game after being down nearly 20 points at one stage, and you can't just keep digging yourself a big hole. Here's Mui for 3.
He's got nothing but net in the wrong sense there. He's passed the ball over to Klapsis down the court, hesitation dribble, fends off someone like a Stanwich, who hands it over to Pawson, and Pawson's gone bang. It's an 8-0 run with the Kings, and Scotty, I've got to say, I don't think we predicted this early.
No, we didn't, and that's what we like. The excitement's right in it now.
Ronnie, from an observation so far, what would you be doing from a Spartans perspective to try and nullify this Kings offence?
We're really trying to just slow the tempo down now and try not to get into Kingston's running game, because Kingston are on a roll so far, and thriving on that confidence they've got already.
The turnover there by the Spartans, it's going to be a Kingston ball there. Having a bit of a foul. One foul to the Spartans. 7:50 roughly remaining in the first quarter. 8-0 run. Inside to Pawson, gets around Marston, gives it to Dolliver inside. Too big, too strong, too good. And that dynamic duo of Simpson and Dolliver proving problems early. A 10-0 run to start the game, and certainly the worst the Spartans have looked all season, there's no doubt about that. The sort of drills to the corner, very limited on tempo space people, we will work with it, but as we kick over side, Stanwick's trying to get inside. Kicks to Masunda. Looking to get inside again, uses Marston's screen, rises to the jumper, goes the inside pass, it's not there. Stanwick's back out to Masunda, long three. No good, 14-second reset.
That could possibly be a psychological thing, but the Spartans warmed up at the other end, so even though Kingston aren't having any problems putting the ball in the basket, it sometimes can throw you off. Pull you up at one end. Well,
with results like that and the lack of depth perception that's obviously there, Clemson inside was probably found not given. Dolliver, big offensive rebound, big pullback, a 12-0 start, timeout called by Coach Stanwicks. He's not happy with what's going on. Coach Cook's happy with clap the hands. He's going off his face like he's won the championship. Settle down, there's only another 37 minutes to go. And 6:57 remaining in the first quarter, it's 12-0. Pooey, certainly didn't expect that sort of start.
Probably not, but I mean, I just don't think Glenorchy getting the ball through hands quick enough at the moment. That's sort of, they're stagnant. As I said just a little bit earlier, I think the size of Kingston is a problem. You know, Dolliver, for his age, is still fairly mobile. Lucas Simpson being a left-hand, he throws in a wrinkle. You know, it's hard to guard those big guys who are athletic. I think Lucas shouldn't settle for the three-pointer or the 18-footer. He needs to play a little inside out and just mix it up a little bit. And then you've got a guy paranoid coming in and banging body. So I'm not sure you don't bring a guy in for a little while. Once they start to get a little bit of fatigue and rotation, I'm not sure Jack can actually battle that the whole time. You know, Jack's been always big man with Matty Crawford backing him up. You almost want to bring Boyd Heather in because he actually stretches the floor. He makes one of their bigs guard outside. So, and Boyd's still a great shooter for his age. You know, former Hobart Phoenix player. For his best years, obviously were.
Gee, backhanded compliment from Pooey. Ronnie, we're gonna have to end Pooey there, otherwise we're gonna get tossed down the box. If you are the coach of the Spartans, Ronnie, what are you looking to do?
We're looking to again reset, refocus, and come out with a better set here, which Glenorchy have done. Great finish there by Moo.
I think they're going to have to be looking to run through Moo. He's already collected one finals MVP. Don't think we're handing finals MVPs out tonight, but he's certainly got to be in contention. Dolliver with a good pass there over the present check. Looking to get inside. Goes to Simpson, a lucky pass there to collapses. He's gone inside, gives it to Simpson. He uses that over quarter. His sides he dumped it. Should have probably been, wasn't there?
Oh!
Pass hit on the head.
Oh!
Salamanca stalker. He's just picked one target too many, not quite in Salamanca at the moment, but that'll be a foul on Lucas Simpson. And I'm just wondering,
is MVP for Louis stand for most valuable peroxide?
Well, we've asked that question since about March when he turned up to Goodwood Primary with that look. We were all shocked. Got out of the car matching the hair, but nonetheless, Mason Bresenchecker has just missed that one. Our supplements man, he takes the second and he's missed both. But Dolliver just too big under there, nearly gets the offensive rebound. While Scotty worries about the graphics, we'll turn the camera. We're into the half-court set here for Spartans. Stanwicks looking to give and go. Good dump down pass, very cheeky pass, but a turnover there. Coach Stanwicks not looking too concerned there on the bench. It is only early, 6:11 remaining in the first quarter.
That's the beauty of North as well, they're scoring bunches. You know, you just start running Jackoffs and screens, he's going to hit 2 or 3 threes in a row. So he's sort of trying to cut this momentum. He's Millie trying to cut off Lucas Simpson right on the perimeter.
Bresencheck over the 3, Smith just leaves him alone. Simpson out at 3, big body, got to get about him. He's missed that one.
Doesn't settle for that. Doesn't settle for that 3.
Exactly right. He's the biggest body on the floor, and he should do very much similar to Kylie in the senior game. Moo can settle for 3. He's one of the best shooters in the country. On that isolation catch and shoot, he's one of the best shooters in the country, no doubt about it. But yes, Simpson needs to play very similar to Kylie. Get down the lane early, maintain position, and get about it. Elijah with the fadeaway, probably fouled, not called. Stanwick's up the floor, the cameraman's got it, don't worry about that. Shout out to Scotty, he's just keeping our graphics up. And what have we got called there?
Foul's been called.
What have you seen there, Ronnie, our ref advisor? What do you see?
Trying to pick out who it was.
Which one was an offensive foul?
It was on Jack Stanwicks actually, just impeding Elijah Pawson there. So just as they both went down. So that was the foul call there.
Van Sant checking into the game for Dolliver, who's had a big impact so far. 5-12, 5-20 remaining in the first quarter in favour of the Kings. Certainly not what we expected so far. Simpson out to Bresson check, kicks it out to Claps, is guarded by Masunda. Kicks back out to Pawston, he's open, he's been one of the best three-point shooters all year, and he's nailed that one. It's back out to a 10-point game in favour of the Kings. And I tell you what, they've come from underdog status almost. The only team that had more chance of this, as far as an underdog, was United, but they didn't win enough games. They played their worst basketball when it mattered the most. Dump down. Who's working there? We're not quite sure. It's a bit hard to see either way. That's definitely Masunda. To the isolation, gives it to McLean, guarded by Simpson. Isolation. Simpson big enough to guard him, but is he skilled enough? Clearly not. Easy miss there by McLean though. Hustle ball there by the Kings. It's out of bounds. It's definitely going to be a Spartans ball. As we look at the substitutions here. We've got Boyd Heather coming in, and who else do we have coming in?
Brad Tuffin walks in.
Brad Tuffin, number 24. We've had trouble with him all year, Scott.
We have. It's not Crawford, it's Tuffin.
Him, Crawford and Tuffin, they've all got the same, all same stats based on our efforts, but just a reminder tonight that we will not be tracking Lucas Simpson's fouls. The bench will be in control of that one. Stanwick's guarded by Pawston on the far side. Looks to give to Masunda, who's guarded by Van Sant, and they caught a block on Van Sant. Good defence, but that ball was certainly there. Scott, how have you rated the performance of the benches tonight?
I think the benches have been good tonight. We haven't had any dramas at all.
It's the first time for everything. There's no doubt about that.
I haven't seen the umpires having to tell them to start the clock. Or
we haven't had Billy Buraki run upstairs to check the foul count like we did on Wednesday night.
The night's still young.
Absolutely right. Rebound there by the Kings as Pawston takes off to Collapses. Sorry, that'll be Billy's racing check. Sorry, no, that is Clapsis again. Clapsis fouled by Matthew Yang, he'll go to the line. Who are your thoughts?
JB, on your previous statement about Matthew Yang being the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the country, what's keeping him out of the NBL?
I think the problem that's keeping him out of the NBL is the fact that he's an isolation catch and shoot guy. Moo's not a kind of guy that's able to create his own shot. I mean, you've only got to look in instances during games, and I mean, I've heard coaches say this as well. Moo's the kind of guy that will stand there on the 45. He gets into an isolation dribble and he's gone to the bench here as it looks like that we've got Tuffin and Crawford in the game. First shot there missed.
That's their third missed free throw so far this quarter.
And we've talked about it all year. Free throws have been crucial to the team, but yeah, I think the fact that Moo's an isolation catch and shoot guy, but he has the potential, if he continues to develop his game, to be a starter. So whether he wants to settle at his young age as a bench player is one thing. As Simpson misses that, big long rebound there by Bresenchek. Simpson with a long shot. They're settled for that jumper and scored. They're out by 12. 4-12 remaining. But yeah, to answer your question there, Billy, I think the fact that he wants a starting role, but he seems to have the offense to the NBL, and it looks like Smith.
Bordeaux got that one, Shogun.
What's it, sorry?
Bordeaux got that one.
No worries. There we go. Boyd got that one. Apologies there. Smith actually sitting on the bench, so I don't know how he possibly would have scored that. But yeah, I just think his isolation, the fact that he's an isolation kind of guy and his jump shot and a catch and shoot, it just doesn't work. And we've got people coming, we get security up into the commentary box, more people in. Lucas Simpson with a big long jumper, back to 12 points. Inside game there, Masunda doesn't get much. Jump shot there, scored by
Brad Tuffin.
Yeah.
So that's Tuffin's game. Like, Brad Tuffin's automatic from 15 feet. So he's not really a banger down low. He's an active guy. He keeps the ball alive on the offensive end. But overall, this lineup here at the moment is probably better for them. Like, Jack's had some good scoring games this year, but overall, this active unit they've got out there with Matty Crawford and Brad Tuffin, they're role players. And they want to keep the ball alive. They hump the boards, they box out, they do the little 1%er. So
Masunda inside on the layup.
This is probably the best score out there for Spartans at the moment.
And Coach Cook not too happy with the response that the Spartans have shown. They've gone back to 8-3-0-1 remaining in the first. But yeah, just to quickly summarise more, I feel Moo's a very catch and shoot kind of guy. Can create his own offense when the team's really clicking with him, but it certainly can present a problem at the very elite level. If you're just a catch and shoot guy, you're just going to get camped on. Ronnie, you're a big NBL fan. How many players have you seen that are purely catch and shoot guys that have got away with lengthy careers in the NBL?
There's been a couple back in the day.
Yeah, when you say back in the day, how far back are we looking?
I'm going back at least about 10 years ago now, at least. One that stands out to me is actually BJ Carter, who used to play with the Sydney Kings, and he'd just come off the bench and just be a very catch and shoot shooter and a very good perimeter player. And that was all that he was known for back in his NBL career.
I'd also throw in there Andrew Parkinson.
Yes,
Who plays for the South East Melbourne Magic. He had an unlimited range and he had an unlimited conscious as well. If he was in bounds, he was throwing that thing
If
up.
he was in bounds, he's throwing it up.
Oh, you would.
And he could score from deep.
As we look on the bench there, it looks like the ball boy is just throwing a bit of suggestions in. Pete Stone, he is the
Running interference, as I said.
he is the coach of the Australian Dwarf team. Do we think he's got a couple of little tactics to help out the team?
Little tactics.
Not that I'm aware of, the pun is in his jump shot, Billy. You bastard, you owe me a beer for that. Apologies for the language. Spartans have picked up the intensity here. Simpson's got a nod at Boyd here, a good defensive stance. Certainly a bigger body, he can contain Simpson. Thought he got a double dribble, wasn't quite there. Forced on the drive, gets inside. That is a block, it's called.
Good call. Was made on the positioning there, JB, laterally moving, and that's been a good call there by the official.
We haven't had a reference all year. Thank you, Ronnie, for joining us. It's like an NBA coverage, except the qualities, well, there isn't any quality. As Paulson goes to the line, 2:42 remaining in the first.
We don't have a replay centre, JB.
Mate, we don't have a replay centre because we don't need one. Paulson makes the...
that's closely again. Open life from the foul on this quarter.
You've got to be able to make those shots from the long range. It's going to be crucial. Moose sits on the bench with Smith, Jack Marston and Daniel Saville. He'll be crucial coming back into this side. And they've made their first 106. When you're running around in that, that 13% mark, it's not doing you too well at all. Inside goes Terry for the score. Ties the MVP. There's no doubt about that. He's coursing across the halfway line.
But Terry's got to do more of that. No one can stop Terry. He's too strong and too quick for any of the Kingston guards. He just needs to go through there and bully people.
Paulson's going to start making those jumpers too. He's been an effective three-point shooter. And they called the foul on Simpson. Simpson, if you asked him, would have never called it. I don't think Simpson's committed a foul in his life if you ask him, Billy.
No, quite possibly not. But I think if Terry starts penetrating all the time, it's going to open Jack up. At the moment, they've done an okay job with Jack. I mean, I think Jack maybe had one shot, if that, so...
Terry inside, had the ball stolen, recovered the loose ball in the corner. In fact, the loose ball was then recovered, actually it was by Terry. I was looking at Boyd down there by the looks of it. Stanwick's inside of the ball, Slade. Good! That'll extend the score. Looks like it's going to be 15-20. It's a 5-point ball game, just under 2 minutes remaining. And momentum seems to have drawn out of the Kings camp, but at the same time, the Spartans don't seem to be gaining anything. It's more a collapse of the Kings on defence. As we look at their current lineup, it would be Paulson, it would be collapses Simpson, Rezenchek and Van Sant. Meanwhile, it's got to be a defensive foul, and it is called. Meanwhile, for the Spartans, it would be Jack Stanwich, Boyd Heather, Matt Crawford, Brad Tuffin and Terry Masunda. Now, Pui, you played and watched both of these teams intently this year as a member of the competition. What do you think's key for the Spartans when competing against the Kings?
It's honestly their ability to penetrate the pitch. Like they space the floor pretty well because they do have scorers from the outside. They're never going to rely too heavily on the inside scoring. Their ballroom is non-existent so far tonight. I think Kingston need to get Dollar back into the game. Like since they made that sub, they've stagnated with Dollar. Whilst his fitness probably isn't quite there,
He's got the size.
he needs to get back in there. Even if you get him in for 2 minutes and you get him out for a minute, because it's a full-time game, you can extend his playing time.
Meanwhile, if you're looking at the Spartans, what do you have to do against the Kings?
You need to run. Like, you need to run, but you need to get it over half court quickly, then get into your set offenses and try and get something out of that.
Paulson inside athletically, very good. Underrated player coming off the bench for the Hobart Chargers. Stanwich gets down the lane very quickly, and that'll be a turnover. Brendan Stanwich not very happy with that. 1:05 remaining in the first quarter. It's 22-15 going to the Kings. William Smith asks for a sub. Full bench down there tonight. Our benches have been very good. Rezenchek inside to Paulson. Given too much room there. Rezenchek over to Simpson. Gives it over to Clapsis, guarded by Masunda. Looking to give the ball to Paulson. Guarded by Boyd Heather, but he goes through there. Oh, the pass! Fake! Down to Van Sant. Paulson having an excellent first quarter. And he's certainly got a difference maker here along with Donovan. 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Isolation out to Stanwich. He's got to do something. Long shot there, missed. Kings wanted that. Masunda inside, gives it to Heather. Was fouled.
Nice play.
And that'll be two.
I'll probably also throw in Guy Paramore right about now. Like, whilst he's not the most fleet of foot, he can back people down. He's got a really low centre of gravity. Once he starts backing people down, if he's unselfish and starts kicking to their shooters, like especially if you sort of run a 2-man, 3-man game and have Elijah standing on the wing and even collapses,
Spreads your floor.
Exactly.
Opens
Cuts to the basket. Elijah moves into his spot and shoots the 3. But they need to rotate these bigs a little bit better at the moment. I think they're a lot better if they have 2 bigs out there.
As we had a look there, we just saw Noah Stratsma enter the game. He's probably out there for some shooting prowess, looking for a quick shot to finish. No bad tactic there by Coach Cook, but very interesting considering the limited minutes that Stratsma gets throughout the season. Pawson guarded by Stamets. Isolation dribble. Stamets a good defender, very quick, and actually underrated size-wise. Simpson guarded by Heather, taking it out to about 40 feet. Screen by Van Sant. Oh, he's fading away. Wants to draw the foul. Foul wasn't there. Boyd was on the ground at that point. There was no foul there. That was a violation. 3.6 remaining. Toughen to inbound the ball. We need someone to come down and collect it. Basunda gets the ball. Got to get a shot up. Gets down the floor very quickly. Much is good defense.
Stanwicks.
No good. And at quarter time, 24-16. Cooley and Ronnie, I'll let you go. And Ronnie, open it up with your thoughts.
Well, obviously, interesting first quarter. Good start there by Kingston as they got off to that run, but then great job by Glenorchy as they kind of rallied back a little bit. But I do agree with you there, Pui, that I'd like to see Guy Paramore or Dolly back in, some of those savvy veterans, just to kind of balance it out a little bit and get a bit more patience on offense.
Oh, listen, you could run a high-low with both of them, the 4 spot to the 5 spot, the foul line down to the baseline. I mean, it just draws a presence. It really depends on the matchup that Spartans bring out here, though, because if they go with 4 guards, that's also probably an option for Brent. You maybe throw in Daniel Saddle for a little bit with Liam, Terry, and Jack, and maybe get that little bit smaller and try and counteract their bigs. So I keep harping on it, but 1 of 6 from the foul line is not good enough. You look at the scoreline at the moment, you hit those foul shots, you're back over 10 points, and you need to keep that sort of 10-point buffer because, as I said before, the Northern Spartans can score in bunches. It's always 3s and transition and layups and that sort of stuff. So, Jack only taken 1 shot so far this game. I've been trying to run more offense for him, try and keep him open. Terry looks great when he penetrates, but it's happened once or twice. Obviously, Mui's struggling maybe a little bit. I'm not quite sure why Brandon's still got him on the bench at the moment. He's, had a bit of he was flexing his hand when he sat on the bench earlier. Maybe it's from, the repetition of shooting, but who knows?
Who knows, as we get underway here in turn number 2 from Marine Basketball, saying ball got deflected by Pawson, and Glenorchy will get the ball back as we're missing JB, so I'll go into a bit of play-by-play for you while we wait for JB to return, as Glenorchy will restart with 13 on the shot clock. Ball with Masunda, kicks it to Smith. Smith going baseline, really loses control of it, saves it, back to Masunda. Shot clock at 5 as Heather puts that one up. That's off, good rebound there. Masunda with it, hits it, and that's an offensive foul. We'll be on Masunda, so he picks up his first, I believe.
Good defense there. Let's see what sort of set the Kingston run down this time. They've got their 2 bigs in Lucas and Greg, but I really don't think Kingston have great 3-point shooters. I mean, they can score from the 3-point line when they're wide open and have their feet set. They've got no real knockdown shooters. As I said earlier as well, Lucas shouldn't settle for the 3-point shot or the 18-footer. He needs to start getting down low.
So collapses with the ball inside to Oliver. Back to Pawson as they go around the key. Simpson at the elbow for the 17-footer is off. Stanwicks gets the ball and is off and running. Tries to get that one to Masunda. Ball's deflected and Glenorchy will reset as JB has come back into the broadcast booth.
JB has returned to the broadcast booth. I was just down on getting some atmospheric feel down at the court level, and I tell you what, I'm glad I bit my tongue on a couple of things I saw. Smith on the isolation goes inside, fadeaway jumper. Salamanca Stalker misses that one, gets his own rebound, kicks it out the stand, which is deadly from there, and he's made it. 19-24, 5-point ball game, and we've got a little under 9 minutes remaining here in the first half. Dollar back into the game. Into the pass, gives the Pawson. Isolation, Dolliver with a near offensive foul, doesn't matter. Wilson's shot is on song tonight, as highlighted. Masunda with the ball, he's on a break, he's going to score this. Foul called and one. That is why he is arguably the MVP of the league. We can reveal the MVP at the end of the game. He has been absolutely crucial to this squad.
And as you said, Pui, Glenorchy can score a bunch of runs here, and we certainly see that right now.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure you'd foul. When someone's that deep, you just let them go. You don't give that opportunity to have the three-point play. If someone's that deep, just let them have the layup unless you've got a clear block.
I think Masunda's one of those players you certainly can't do. It's not like you're hacking a Ben Wallace or a Shaquille O'Neal who shot barely at 50%.
Terry's just way too strong. Terry will power over top of him.
Speaking of Terry, has offered to provide music to our very own Matthew Lou in regards to a mixtape. Strathmore kicks it out to Dolliver from 17.
Sorry? Oh, I don't think so.
Inside business going on in the booth. Meanwhile,
Security! Security!
Masunda with the ball carrying duties here, JB.
Thank you, Ronnie. As we get the uninvited guest in the commentary box, wasn't well loved through most of the games over the past couple of days, but that's all right.
We've got one call, right?
We'll see how he goes. As we go out to Smith, who's near missed everything, out of bounds in the full, cannot miss that, said Anthony Hudson on the old Oz kick for goal DVD, and it'll be a Kings inbound. Pui, you've assessed this game a little further, 4 points. Do you sense the Kings might be understanding the Spartans are really going to make a move here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's no way that Spartans should set up a jump shot. That's too tricky shot. That's a bad shot by Van Zandt there, because this team, if you shoot long jump shots, they're long rebounds, and there's the three, didn't go in, but you can't keep giving up those opportunities because the North can actually run this team off their feet.
Probably should have been a foul by Boyd. Tries to cover, and I was going to say correct call. Correct call, it has been edited as by Andy Johnson. Matthew Yang checking into the game, checking out of the game will be Boyd Heather. Moo telling him to talk on the screen because he wants that isolation play. Claps was inbounding the ball. Not sure who he's going to give it to. Strathmore presenting, got to get it in. Gives it to Dolliver, Moo with no attempt. Gives it to Van Zandt, the low block guarded by Crawford. Bad shot. Strathmore! Went in. If that doesn't go in, then we're in a lot of trouble. Stanwick's isolation up to 3. Houston hesitation dribble, gets inside. He's a big body. Fouled hard, and he'll go to the line for 2. 29-22, 7:28 remaining. And they want the unsportsmanlike foul, wasn't there? Matt Cook not happy with what's going on there. We'll let that develop. Bit of argument going on the baseline. No shot there for Dolliver and Van Zandt to be arguing with Scotty.
I didn't see anything.
There we go, continuing on.
You're taking up refereeing.
Pui with the glasses criticising the refs as Stanwick makes the first. We'll be certainly hitting you up for a beverage later, Pui. Thank you very much for your contributions. In fact, Scott, I do believe he actually ditched the shout the week it was his turn for Cokes and Chips, but we'll move on to that later on as Paulson has the ball in the backcourt. Wry smile from Pui at the back of the box. Ronnie, you haven't realised we've been shouting Cokes and stuff all throughout the year. The last
Thanks to Chargers TV, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely, but Cindy takes up the ball, he's too fast for the camera. They've called a foul, and it's only going that way. They wanted the intentional foul. Connor's kept his head. Probably was an intentional foul there, but in the context of the game, Ronnie, don't think it was worthy of an intentional foul.
I don't think it was worthy, nor was it clear path, so normal foul on that one by the referees.
Good work there by our cameraman, Scotty Boucher.
Sunda put up the shot, he got his own rebound, JB.
Ronnie with a different angle to I think we're going to have to go off the commentary here. You might have to go one end or the other. Moo makes that one short. Okay, it was short, I can't see that. Pawson takes off down the floor. Pawson gives it up to Klapsis. Gives it back to Pawson in the corner, guarded by Masunda. Gives it back to Klapsis, who gives it to Strathmore. Dolliver looking to gain position on that down, not quite able to do it. Using his physicality, the screen doesn't work. Skip past to Van Zandt, gets inside. Thought he was blocked, didn't get it. And that'll be a rebound by Smith. And there's a foul call there. That'll be on Strathmore as Mason Desmond looks to check into the game. He'll be checking in for Michael Klapsis. And 29-24 as Pui has exited for a watering break. 29-24, 6:38. And yeah, Ronnie, I think you're in the best position to call this next set of play.
All right, so Masunda will pick it up. And here we go. He kicks it off to Smith. Now back to Masunda. Just looking at his options. Goes back to Smith, a little bit two-man action happening. Smith took one too many on JB and kicks it off running.
And back to Masunda, Ronnie, you're going to probably have to take this from here.
I probably will.
Back over the halfway line.
So Masunda to Mafang, in turn to Smith at the corner. High rainbow three.
Rebound by Dolliver there. He's going to clean the boards. Rezenchek guarded by Smith. Stalking the ball like he does a good warm-up lap with Salamanca on a Saturday night. And that's just a bad pass.
That's a poor pass, though.
They're going to need, if they're going to throw an entry pass, I don't think the shooter's the person to go to, Ronnie.
No, absolutely not. And that's where they just should settle down, just get through a set. They don't have to go for the home run on that play there.
They've sparked a substitution. They're Dollar going back to the bench. Interesting on sidewise. The Sunda's going to bring it over the halfway line, and the Spartans are back into their offense.
Absolutely. So margin back at 5. Smith inside the Crawford. Ball got deflected. Pressure there by the Kings. Mafang looking for his shot. He's going to go over Strasma. That did a ring around and jump back out. Mafang somehow gets the ball back. Kicks it away. Now Stanwicks at the baseline. Nice little move on Simpson and makes the runner.
Tell you what, very flat from my position. Ronnie, he managed to get away with it as Rezenchek went down the floor. Subbed into the game from Michael Clutches, who recently qualified as a lawyer through UTAS. Vance handling for that outside shot, doesn't get it. Very near steal for Paul Certain, who's made the fighting jump shot and he's been crucial so far on it.
He has. He needs to keep sticking with that drive game as Masunda to Muo for 3. Yes. Mafang Muo with a 3. And brings the margin back to 2.
It's a 2-point game, 31-39. Mu, with some of his first points for the game, he's going to be crucial to this squad. As Brezenchek looks inside the Simpson, doesn't get it, gives it to Van Sant. Jump down pass, and again, another big turnover for the Kings. Timeout has been taken by Glenorchy, who just want to talk it over on him. And a couple of crucial plays there by the Kings, which had executed properly, would probably see the margin not quite at 2 points.
I think this might show a little bit of inexperience from the Kings as well too. Kings not being involved in too much finals experience over the last few seasons, so this is kind of new territory for them. So they're really excited and they're up and about and they're trying to push the ball and trying to get all excited, but there are times where they're making some rash decisions and they're not paying off. So Matt Cook here needs to tell his troops just to reset, refocus. Let's just get back into what we did right to get a 12-0 run.
As we continue on with the game, Scott's just hit me in the arm and I don't know why. That's not what needed to be hit, Scott. As we continue on, looking at the analysis here, Scott, how have you seen the game so far?
I think it's come back to what we'd hope it would be, an exciting game.
Tell you what, it is thirsty work up here in the commentary box, there's no doubt about that. As we head in 4:52 remain in the second quarter, I'm getting thirstier by the minute and I'm not sure why. Temperature hasn't gone up, the tempo has though, there's no doubt about that. And Scotty, I must say, Pete Stone's going to be very relieved tonight. There's no extra high benches for him to have to climb.
No, he can climb up there quite easily tonight. He's done a good job.
Ronnie, I'll leave it to you as Masunda brings the ball down the floor.
Yeah, so Masunda will go one here with Brezenchek, and we'll get it back. Kicks it off to Smith there. Smith looking for Stanwicks, wasn't on. Masunda now into Stanwicks. Stanwicks goes one-on-one with Pawson. Passes into Marston, but that got well deflected there by the Kings, and the Kings get it back.
Van goes to the ball to Stanwicks though.
Stanwicks for the layup. That's off. Masunda with the rebound. Goes pump fake to Stanwicks for 3. That's short. And the holding going down now. Let's see. It's going to be called on Masunda.
And that's an interesting, Ronnie, because Connor Westwood on the opposite side of our broadcast actually pointed in the direction of the Spartans, but nonetheless it's going to be King's ball. Looks to be Simpson. What would you have called that, Ronnie?
I would have had it on the Kings on that one because it looked like more holding there from the Kings player than Masunda.
Brezenchek goes to jump down to Simpson. Simpson has regained it after Smith goes to steal. Simpson on the drive. Isolation gives to Stanwicks. That is not an offensive foul, but that is certainly not a three-pointer. They battle for the rebound. A quick inside pass to Van Sant. Big hustle play. Simpson with the ball. Now, what do they call there? They've called it travel.
Now it's travel, JB, because he's moved, so he's rolled on the floor a little bit. He's got to stand still. He's got to remain still
and dribble if he's going to. And if he is rolling, obviously very hard, but you do have to name that as we've got a substitution. It looks like Pawson and Starts by checking out of the game. Meanwhile, it looks like Bresenchek has checked.
Billy Baraki's in.
Billy Baraki and Michael Clapses, thank you very much, as we give it to Ronnie.
All right, Smith with it now. Looking at his options. New pulls up from the elbow, wanting a foul. Referees didn't see that way. Gets his own rebound once again.
That was a very casual rebound, Ronnie.
My word it was. So New looking to drive, gives it to Smith. Smith with that rainbow arc three. It's off, and Kingston get the ball back.
Kingston ball with 3:29 remaining, 31-29, a hotly contested game, considering what we thought was going to happen. It isn't too bad at all, as the lawman himself Clapses gives it to the supplements man in Bresenchek.
Pressure by Stanwicks.
He should have been back court, wasn't called. Rocket Graham, you can hear him from here. Kick out to Van Sant, goes on the drive. Stanwicks meets him at the hoop, no foul called. That one is going to be off the Bresenchek. He's not happy about it.
That's good defence by Stanwicks there to make him change his shot on the drive. Really good stuff there by young chap.
Basunda comes down the floor, and we'll see what the offense opens up here for the Spartans.
So Stanwicks with it. Gets the screen from Muo. Looking for the roll here. Muo with the three. That's good. But thank Muo with a three. It has some advice for Adam Van Sant.
I'll tell you what, he might need to tell him to get back to school and wait for detention because he just scored it right there. Touches for the ball. Screened by Simpson, heavy screen. And he called the block there on Moo. He's not going to argue the point, but I'll tell you what, a bottle of peroxide going there to Connor Westwood's head. He's not going to look good for his formal, there's no doubt about it. Looks like they're going to call a substitution. Boyheather very slow to get to the bench. That's his age showing there. As Pui is still on a drinks break, can't see him there, and he's checked into the game for our peroxide friend Moo, who's checking out. And interesting inbounds play coming up. The Spartans have regained the lead, have finally gained the lead 32-31, but it took them some time to get to this position. As Clapses has the ball, guarded by Smith. Interesting defensive stance, have to look at the man. Fights around Simpson's screen. Clapses with a bad touch pass to Simpson. Fade away, 20 feet, no good. Rebound by Marston.
And just a poor shot there from the Kings in that set as Stanwicks comes down the floor. Look at his options. Marston with a 15-footer, just long. Rebound by Simpson. And balls with Clapses.
Clapses down the floor. The half-court guarded by Masunda, looking for some action. Biraki runs away from him. Gives it to Van Sant, guarded by Marston. Simpson, guarded by Heather, faces up, doesn't quite have it. Looks for Van Sant, gives it back to him. He's a good three-point shooter when he wants to be. Long, high arcing, shots missed. Rebound by Heather. The Spartans don't ball through Smith.
Bad shot selection from Kingston the last few times down.
Stanwicks looking inside, gets it to Marston. Marston, good pass on the cut to Smith. Smith a little bit too hot for it as Heather brings it to Masunda. Now in turn Marston, one-on-one with Van Sant. Not a bad battle as the two bigs go at it.
Very big battle. The foul's been called.
And it's going to be called on Van Sant.
Foul called on Van Sant. Coach was looking a little disappointed as Dolliver and Pawson looked to check into the game. Substitutions called.
And he took lots of time out.
And a time out by Coach Cook. Substitutions by Van Sant and Pawson. We'll see what happens after that. Coach Brennan just taking a deep breath. Scott, he's not with the... doesn't have the grey jacket, the coat on tonight. It's a bit uncharacteristic for Brennan.
He's in the full Glenorchy strip tonight. It's grand final night, so...
He's in the full Glenorchy strip. It's a shame he doesn't have a bit of Dave's Noodles with him as well. That certainly would have helped out, or a bit of Domino's, sponsored by Northgate. But Robbie, momentum really in the balance here. Glenorchy having just taken a lead, what would be your advice to the Spartans if you are the coach, knowing that you've gained this lead and momentum is definitely in the balance?
Right now, with minute 39 to go, we've got to, grab them by the scruff of the neck and really go at them and try to, build a little lead now to get some momentum going into half time. So, if I'm Brennan here, I'm just saying, hey, the last couple of times down have been all right, they've been looking inside and they've been good options. Now we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit and go inside, outside if we can. So let's see how Glenorchy come out. I'll be interested to see how the Kings respond from this time out.
There's 5 fouls on the Kings. If you're the Spartans with the firepower of someone like a Smith, a Masunda, certainly a Stanwicks, someone like a Jack Marston who's going to be banging down low, do you suggest to go inside and try and get to the foul line to get a few extra points?
Absolutely, JB. I think when any team are in team foul trouble, you always got to say, hey, let's go at them, see if the refs can give us a call, and let's see if we can get to the line.
Yeah, just laughing there, Scotty. What's your prerogative there? That's all we've got from Scotty. He's just going to show us what we've got there. And
the three wise monkeys. Someone sent a text message up to me. The three wise
The
monkeys.
three wise monkeys. I don't know about the three wise monkeys.
Who said that?
Kelly.
Oh,
I tell you what, let's get whereabouts are we running? I'm trying to look for the crowd.
On the bench.
On the score bench, JB.
So
And
score-
it's, Master knocks down the second.
Here's a serious question. Why is the score bench texting us?
I have no idea.
Claps us well guarded there. Dollar isolated on Marston. Goes inside, uses his size. Gives it to Iraqi. Should have shot the three. Tell you what, you don't want Billy shooting threes though. It's not a good thing for your side. He's being cornered. Goes to give it to Dollar. Does get it through his side. Bangs inside. Uses his size. Dump pass down to Simpson. And that's gone off the Spartans. They will remain on possession. Shout out to the score bench. Now, if you're worried about texting us, no wonder we've had problems all throughout the season. You've got more problems than the body hair problems that Scotty Boucher's got. Nonetheless, an inside pass to Simpson was fouled, didn't get a call, and that'll be over the backline collapses. Thought he probably should have had a shooting foul though there, right?
It looked like the D was pretty straight up. I think, sometimes those ones can go 50-50 either way. So tough one for the officials to make a call on, but hey, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
As Masunda heads to the line, he led the league pretty much in everything. He led them in free throws, he led them in twos, he led them in points per game average. Ronnie, what sort of result are we going to expect here at the line after he's made the first?
Well, we know Turi quite well, JB, and his foul shooting has been very good throughout the season. I'm sure very well in the local season here as well too.
2 for 2, there's no doubt about it. I think he's going to win the MVP. We'll soon find out as Elijah Paulson back into the game. Van Sant on the bench. And Check on the bench. Paulson getting to the free line too. Easy. He's missed that though. And a rebound by Stamwich to Masunda.
So Masunda off and running will take on a couple of wannabe Kings defenders. Masunda puts up the shot. Paulson got the rebound. And away we go.
Big call there, calling the wannabe defender. Simpson from 14 misses that one. Wants his own rebound. Goes to Paulson. Guarded by nobody. Dumped down to Simpson.
Nice play there by the Kings, JB. Ball goes to Stanley, the quick reply on the transition play.
Back and forth here in the last minute. It's 38-33 as Simpson has it at the half court. And the Kings are going to want to slow this down. Brendan Stanwich calling for a bit of defence. 38-33. Certainly a closer contest than we expected. Collapses out to Simpson. Settles with the three-point jumper. And I tell you what, we thought Pete Stone was short. That jumper was minuscule. As the Spartans will bring the ball up through Masunda. One shot left, you'd have to think the Spartans.
Shot clock and game clock just about in unison here, folks, as we wind it all down here at Moray Basketball Stadium. Hope you are enjoying the coverage here on the, I believe this is the Senior League YouTube page.
Yes, this is the
Masunda
Senior Basketball League page.
as Boyd Hammer for three.
Bang!
No, did you call it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought it went through the ring.
No.
I'm not going to lie, I thought it was clean. The amount of shots I've seen tonight, I thought it was clean. He's gone the early throw, but it doesn't matter because it's half time. And at half time, we have the Spartans gaining the lead 38-33. Scott, you're shaking your head. What are you on about?
You obviously are the blind monkey.
Yeah.
I might be called the blind monkey, but if we're
The
going to
three
be
wise monkeys, you are the blind
if I
one.
am going to be the blind one, I'm going to take advantage of this well-noted tab. I'll be back, Ronnie. Just give your brief, you and Scott give your brief thoughts while I go and rehydrate.
There's no tab, trust me.
Oh, jeez.
It's about time one went on your tab, Dinger.
As JB goes to the bench for half time. A really good first half, Scott. I mean, both teams were very up and down. We've had a few lead changes, which is great to see. And all of a sudden, it's Glenorchy up by 5.
Yeah, I think Glenorchy are on top at this stage. I'd say that they'll go into the break with a little bit of confidence after coming back from a very slow start, Ronnie.
Well,
a very
yeah,
slow start.
Kingston went on that 10-6 run to start the game and kind of ran Glenorchy in a sense. But Glenorchy, to their credit and the experience that they've got with their players, certainly were able to rally this one back.
I think Glenorchy just do what they do all the time, just keep going about it without getting flustered. Shows on the scoreboard, they're now back in front where Kingston seemed to lose their way when Glenorchy came back. A few wayward shots, not going with what got them in front in the first place, and they find themselves, they'll be chasing in the second half.
And I think that comes, again, as I mentioned in the second quarter there in our broadcast, just the lack of experience that the Kings have had in finals action.
Oh, look, this is the first grand final I can remember seeing the Kings in for quite a long time. Yeah, I don't know if you can think back to one, Ronnie, but it'd be...
No, not since I've been involved with the league. No.
So it's an exciting day for them, and they're not out of it yet. They're only 5 points behind.
No, definitely not. No, and you've got to give credit to Coach Matt Cook and the team there at Kingston. They've done a great job in making it this far, and to be only be 5 down at half time is a very good effort against what we think is quite a very good team in the Glenorchy Spartans.
Yeah, and the loss of Trey Nichols, it's hurt the Kings, hasn't it? He's obviously one of the driving that got them this far.
He certainly has been, and Trey is off to the off to Dubai, playing there. He's picked up a contract there and playing there in the next few weeks. He's back home in Texas at the moment.
Do you think
Instagram story?
Do you think we'll see him back in Hobart, or is that it for Trey Nichols?
Well, we've spoken about on our Chargers TV broadcast, Scott, that we think he will come back. There's obviously he's mentioned it to Coach Stewart, and no doubt there'll be negotiations trying to get Trey back. So, we hope to have some more news on that over the coming months.
Is the change in format of the league going to be an issue for imports and sponsors?
No, not necessarily. I think it's just going to be some lesser teams. I mean, the teams like Canberra, the COE, Sydney, Mount Gambier and Albury will go back to their respective state leagues, and we'll have a bit more of a less teams in the competition, but a more even competition, which will be good to see, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll have more news on that over in the coming months as well too, on the Chargers TV side of things. We're underway, turn number 3 here as Kingston control it to the right of your screen as Clawson pulls up from the elbow and gets use of a friendly roll there, and a good start there by the Kings. So Masunda with the ball now as we've lost JB, so we'll keep going with the play-by-play here, folks. Stanwicks with it. Looking for his options, goes to Muo. Muo looking for his shot in the corner and knocks it down, and that was a 2-pointer as well too. So, Coapsis with the ball carrying duties as he gets it off to Dollar. In turn, Simpson goes to Pawson. Pawson drives. Tries to get one over the fan, can't. Resencheck, move it now. Nice drive, puts up a tough shot. Simpson with the rebound, can't get the roll. Marston fighting for it. Stanley's picked up the scraps. And Muo now has it as Norton takes control. So Muo just telling him to settle down. Muo goes all the way. No call there. Referees might issue a flop warning there, Scott, if we're not careful.
Yeah, well, it's got to be one or the other. If it's either a charge or a flop, wasn't it?
Oh, correct. Resencheck. In-term Simpson now collapses. Looking for his options. Cross court to Pawson from downtown. And that's a massive one. And we're going to wipe the floor down the other end as we hold up in the game. Big 3 there by Elijah Pawson. All of a sudden, we're back to a 4-point ball game. So we've cleaned up down the other end and we're underway once again. Turn number 3 here from Moray Basketball Stadium as it's Glenorchy taking on Kingston in the Division 1 Grand Final. Stanwicks looking for it now, foul off the ball. This is going to be called on, looks like it's going to be called on Dollar, yes, for a bump. And Glenorchy will reset. We might just wait for that elderly gentleman to get across there so it doesn't get taken out. Stanwicks looking inbound, gives it to Mew. Look to explore. Smith in turn for Stanley to the corner for a 3. And Jack Stanley knocks down the triple. And the crowd getting a bit restless here, Scotty.
What are they yelling at?
I have no idea. They're wanting something, but it's not coming. It's Bresencheck. Nice drive. Can't get it. Good rebound by Dollar and makes the 2. Ball back to Stanwicks as it's quick play up the floor. Stanwicks. Good dish into Smith and gets the basket and we go to line for 1. Nice little play there by the Glenorchy Spartans. Good patience there by Jack Stanwicks as we finally see Guy Powmore into the game for the first time in the match, Scotty.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Guy's always full of entertainment when he comes on.
Absolutely, it's never a dull moment with Guy Paramore. I know that from first experience, myself being a former referee in the league, and I do have a story which I could tell on air, but I probably won't.
No, Guy, I think all the guys' stories are pretty well known.
Yes. And Smith goes to line for a bonus and knocks it down. Lead is out to 8.
He's had a few spells over the journey, has our guy.
He sure has, Scotty, he sure has. But great to see guys still playing at a high competitive level. As Strassman got the ball deflected, Stanwicks in turn mastered and then off Horson's foot. And we're looking to get the ball back. As we still haven't found JB with 7:20 remaining in the third quarter. So play to restart as soon as we... First time I've heard Brendan Stanwicks shout all game.
Getting a bit of voice now they're in front.
There he is. Stanwicks for another 3 and knocks it down. Jack Stanwicks bringing it in the third quarter. So Paramore work. Gives it to Pawson. Pawson from the elbow. Yes. Nice response.
Tell you what, it's absolutely packed out.
Oh, JB's back.
She was 10 deep at the bar. I'm not talking about people.
Oh, Lord.
Masunda with the ball, guarded by Klapsis. 51-42. The Spartans blowing it back out to 9 now. Masunda from the car parks missed that rebound by Stratford. Paramore into the game, and Klapsis will bring the ball up the floor.
Yeah, so Klapsis inside to Simpson. Looking for his option. Simpson goes over the fang, and then went to the floor, but couldn't get the foul call.
Jack down the floor, breaking it down. Coach Randy Bennett impressed with St Mary's earlier in the year, Ronnie. We talked about that.
Oh my word, yes.
Gets the ball in the low post to Masunda, takes a jump shot. That's good. And I tell you what, they've busted this game out now. This is sort of what we expected earlier. It's a 14-point lead with 6 minutes remaining in the third.
Absolutely, and Coach Matt Cook is looking for that timeout and badly needs it as Pawson. Paramore off the pick and pop play.
A little bit slow there by Paramore.
Strasma in turn collapses, looking for the gap, puts up the runner and off the window, makes it.
It's underrated, the window, there's no doubt about it, Ronnie. Stanwicks with the ball past the move! There it is! That's the second time we've heard that siren tonight. That was for the move. The Moo Team Pie, 44-56. They're up by 12. And Ronnie, what's been the key so far in this third quarter?
The key has been actually Glenorchy making some big shots. I mean, none other than Jack Stanwicks. Jack has come out and hit some crucial triples in this start of the third quarter. And again, as we mentioned on our Chargers TV broadcast, JB, he was an X factor in the championship game last week where he hit a couple of crucial baskets. And again, he's shown it once again here in the local final as Coach Adrian Crespin, the Don, is in the commentary booth.
The Don is in. Crespin, you've just won a fourth consecutive reserves women. Fourth consecutive reserve women. No controversy like Collingwood's 1930 flag, where they actually lost the original granny, and then the rules said they could contest the wins, so they could test and come back the next week. You've brought a Canadian club in here now. The question is that for Scott on his own tab, or has he cut himself off like he has for the rest of the country?
No, he's cut himself off, mate. He was in doubt with me this afternoon.
He was in town this afternoon.
You were.
We won't be talking about the Goulburn Street facility you visited. Coach Crespin, as we talk about it, what do you think's been key in this game so far?
I haven't watched much of it.
There we go, fair enough. That was the most useless. That was about as useless as that reference might be as useless as Geordie Hargrove's press conference at the airport last Sunday.
That's true.
As Connor was, shout out to Geordie, who left me hanging on Mad Monday. Brought him a beer, went to North Hobart. Don't know what he got up to, but it certainly was a little underhanded as Pawson heads up the floor.
Yeah, so Elijah Pawson with the ball carrying duties gives it off to Collapses. As Coach Adrian Crespin is checking in the goings on here in the commentary booth as Pawson gets the ball stolen by Masunda, then in turn to Muo who gets it, and Stanwicks has got the ball now, JB.
Stanwicks heading over the halfway line, guarded by Collapses. He's heading inside, Rex Hunt chewed about it, he's left handling the ball, and I tell you what, I don't know what's going on there, but it certainly didn't go with the Kings play, no point arguing the point.
No, definitely not in finals like these.
5:18 remaining in the third.
And that's all too easy! Way too easy there. Stevenson banging the ball to Smith.
Great play there by the Spartans as Collapses with the ball now. Goes down to the floor. No call by the refs. And ball will be given back to Kingston. With 16 on the shot clock left. As I've got kids looking up to us, JB, from the
It's only
court.
natural to look up your heroes, Ronnie. They just can't see me. They'll piss off very quickly.
Well, there they are.
We'll go
There they are, yeah. Right, so, yes, we'll say hello to you down there.
We'll just peek behind as Ronnie continues to call the action. The Towel Boys, we haven't had any Towel Boys tonight, Scotty. I've got to ask you, what's the go there?
Oh, I think
Surely tonight is the night you have a Towel Boy or a Mop Boy.
I never really thought about it, to tell you the truth.
So Simpson with it, one-on-one with New. And the foul be called on Marston, who didn't get his hands up in time.
The natural reaction there by Scott, just didn't think about it. Very much a tune that we've found throughout the SBL season. Scott, not only through yourself or myself, I mean the bench and the refs and everyone inclined has sort of been in the one area.
Ronnie, move out the way.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to chuck him out the window.
Yeah, all right.
Considering you sat there telling me to do a flip every time I've opened the window this year in Kingston, as we look down here, it's off the back of the ring, and moving a rebound, it'll give Spartans ball. A little under 5 minutes remaining in the third, and Spartans certainly control this game. Simpson with good physical defence, NWBU style defence, Moore on the drive, kicks it out to Marston, Paramore with a body check, gets away with it, Moore wanted a foul, doesn't get it, and the Kings are away.
So Collapses with a nice little spin move to Simpson on the run. Nice play by the Kings.
Very good flowing movement, up and down the floor, Moore under the basket. Not like Boomer not playing any defence and score.
Well, that's very true. Good little tactic. That's what I used to use back in the Queenie Junior days.
Still use it today, Ronnie.
My word, I do.
A little bucket of cherries left up there by Moo.
Absolutely, Scotty. Pawson to Collapses on the back door. Got deflected by Muo, and now he has it and off and running.
Dolliver with a big hard shot. Wanting the intentional. I know he's doing that intentional. Let's be honest. Not Dolliver, I apologise. That's on Paramore.
That was intentional.
Bit of a misery business there by Paramore, who's the bad boy teacher Van Sam checks in, but let's be honest, I don't think Guy Paramore's out there for his nuances of the game, Scotty.
No.
He's going to perform the Drew Schultz role. Drew Schultz leading the league in fouls for an eon amount of consecutive seasons.
73rd consecutive season.
73rd consecutive season in his 45th year as Marston catches the ball guarded by Collapses, dumps it inside to Smith. Blocked by Scratchler on the hands. He was checked on the body though, and that will be 2-1.
Now, JB, we've had a message in from Telstra Hobart Chargers President David Bartlett. So he's saying the call is going off in the Hobart Chargers Basketball League Grand Final. He's loving the coverage. Hello, DB, if you're watching.
It's a miracle DB's loving anything I'm doing. I'm surprised he hasn't put a tariff for tax or chucked me out under 94A. Nonetheless, Liam Smith has missed the first free throw. Shout out to David, who has been a key supporter of Chargers TV and certainly a driving force behind the championship of the Hobart Chargers this year. Liam Smith missing the first and makes the second. I'll tell you what, Ronnie. We're making a fairer edition for next season as Boyd Handler checks in for Jack Marston. Meanwhile, Noah Stratzman checks in for Guy Paramore. 61-46, a 15-point lead. Could this 15-point lead be crucial to the result of the game, Ronnie?
It could well be, JB. Glenorchy just showing all their experience here and clutch shooting at the moment.
I'm happy to call it right now.
Fat Lady's singing, Scott. As we continue on,
we'll get the gold lame out directly.
Fat Lady may be singing, but she's got more chest out than normal. Masunda's missed. But Stanley's going over the top there, got away with it, the Kings are away again.
So Pawson with it, goes exploring, gives it to Van Sant from downtown. He's just long.
Now that is going to
Glenorchy gets the ball back.
Glenorchy gets the ball back, bit of an over the back foul call there. Time out by the bench, 3 wise monkeys have recognised that. That'll go to Brendan Stamix. 61-46, 3:34 remaining in the third quarter. Shout out to Telstra Hobart Chargers President David Bartlett, former Premier David Bartlett for his contributions. And Scotty, you're sitting here, you've just bumped up the collar. You've got a bit of Mark War going about you here. What's the
Oh, no.
I mean, granted, you've got Gilly and Shane Warne here in the keeper of the slip position. Who the hell are you trying to be? No comment there.
I'm lost right now. I probably suggest you slow down on the cruises.
No, I'm doing all right, Scotty. Don't worry about that. At $5 and a university budget, I'll be doing fine. As you look at the timeout situation here, Matt Cook on his knees on the outside of the huddle. Not sure who that guy is in the middle, but as we have a look there, Ronnie, what would you say is the suggestion for the Kings, who did lead early in this game and seem to have lost momentum?
Right now, maybe the Kings need to probably like to throw in a bit of change up the defence and try to slow Glenorchy down a little bit, because at the moment the Glenorchy side is really executing very well offensively, and Kingston have no answers at the moment. So really, a bit of a change up might not hurt. Throw in a little press just to see, just try a few things here. It doesn't hurt, especially in the third quarter at the moment.
Coach Brendan Stanwick's got to be reasonably comfortable with the way his team's playing, as we managed to get our, and I don't know why a fluorescent light has turned into a sensor light, but we'll continue on with that. It looks like the Spartans in the inbound to Stanwick's there. What would be your message if you're Coach Brendan Stanwick's there in that time out, Ronnie?
Just say, stay focused, keep doing what we're doing well, and just execute.
The thing guarded by Van Sandt, defender here, turns into a double. Dolliver was very clean. Moved on to the foul in his line now by a dead line. I think he's got a laugh up, but he looks a little sore actually. We've all had a laugh about it. As Boyd Heather gives it to Masunda. Lou looks very sore though. Boyd Heather, the three experienced campaigners, missed that one. Salamanca Stalker to Jack Stanwicks. Misses. Rebound by Smith. Gives it to Boyd Heather in the short corner, guarded by Dolliver. Back to Smith, guarded by and moves from deep. He's from the car park. Bang! That extends the game. That's a 17.
And you heard the mews there too in the background audio there, JB. Loving the mew.
Absolutely, that's a 16-point game.
So, Bresenchek tried to put up the shot, that missed, and Mafang's got the ball once again.
Sorry, Ronnie, realised you were calling the play.
Yeah, sorry.
No. Guarded by Van Sandt. Pull up, jumper. No good, and the Kings get away with it again.
So, collapses with it as he comes down the floor, takes on Smith. The defence there, ball got deflected, and there'll be a substitution.
Looks like Tuffin checking into the
Brad
game.
Tuffin want to take his warm-up top off, though.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
We've Ronnie, the official ref, he's called that there. Tuffin checks in. Difference between Tuffin and Crawford, certainly the hairline. It certainly helped me out tonight, Scotty.
Yes, two completely different hairstyles. It's a shame it took us 22 weeks to figure it out.
Oh, jeez.
As you continue, Ronnie.
Okay, Pawson with it. Dolliver. Good try dish into Bresenchek, who missed that one. Stanwick's with it. Nice little move on Pawson.
Held by Pawson. Now, was that called regular or
regular foul. That's a regular
foul. As we can see, Matthew Moon looking a bit sore on the sidelines there. He went down.
You might have copped one where the sun don't shine. He seems to be doubled up.
He's holding down near his knee, Scott. I'd hope not. As Stanwich makes the first.
I'm thinking, I just saw Coach Brendan Stanwich trying some old baseball terminology, coach signals to Boyd Heather.
It's going to be very interesting. Boyd would understand those. He'd remember the dead ball error as the Kings make their way up the court through Bresenchek.
Alright, so Bresenchek, ball carrying duties for the Kings. Looking for his options. Wants to go inside the Oliver does. They try to go to two-man game, but Boyd Heather there with the experience to deflect that one off.
No hair off his shoulders for that one as Smith comes down the court and gives it to Masunda. Guarded by Klapsis, palms the ball out to Boyd Heather. Number 34, played very well this season. Gives it to Tuffin, goes to give it to Smith, rebounded by Heather. He's got most of Tuffin's hairline left on his shoulders. He's missed that one, and a rebound by Van Sandt.
So Bresenchek with it. Comes up the floor, takes on Smith. Good trap there by Smith, kicks it out. Van Sandt, but ball
still by Masunda down the floor. He's just eased up there, used his explosiveness and got by Klapsis with relative ease.
Yeah. 20 points now. That's probably.
That's a finals MVP.
It's the point of no return.
Kingston have to pull off something miraculous to get back into this as Van Sandt puts up the hook. That's off Stanwicks with the rebound and off bed running he goes.
He's been very quiet tonight. Stanwicks with the ball. Dribbles inside, penetration dribble, got around four of them. He's hit the deck reasonably hard, looks a little sore, but he'll get back up on that one as they head down the floor. Easy points there for Pawson.
Yep.
Sorry, Ronnie, just in the flow of the offense
that's
there.
fine.
As we've got a kick out to the corner by Stanwicks from Smith. He's being held by Bresenchek off the ball. Pawson up on Masunda, used to this in practice. Boyd Heather on the screen. Dolliver should have stepped out to that, he didn't. Masunda takes a jump shot. Good! That's a three! I'll tell you what, Ronnie, it's back to a 20-point play game. making up 20 points in the final quarter is going to be big for the Kings.
It's going to be very tough for Kingston to climb back into this game as De Oliver into Pawson. Pawson with a tough runner. Resenchek, you thought he got whacked by Tuffin, but referees didn't see it that way. Kingston reset.
He's knocked that back to the hairline of 1985, there's no doubt about that, and it will be Kingborough.
Now, I must say though, JB, I did coach Brad Tuffin last year in the under-23 competition, and that hair look has not changed.
Absolutely not. I'm actually shocked you mentioned the under-23 comp and Brad Tuffin in the same sentence.
Did coach Jack Stanwicks as well too?
You did. I managed to get photos of the team event there as the Spartans get down the floor. Smith managing to control it like a controlling it like a vodka Red Bull. He only used his steps. Got to get up. That won't count, and that is a fadeaway. 3-quarter time, 71-50 to the Spartans. They've got momentum heading into the last quarter. They've been the best team all season, and they're showing why here tonight. And as I mentioned, 71-50, 1 quarter to go. Ronnie and Scott, I'll leave you with your thoughts.
Let's hope JB can come back before the start of the fourth. Or not. But anyway, Scott, Glenorchy just pushing this one out. It's going to be very difficult for Kingston to get back in this ball game now.
It will be. And it's often said after a tough game the week before that maybe Kingston played their grand final last week to get into this one, and they're just not in it right now, are they?
No, they're certainly not. I mean, they're probably going for some too quick of an option on a few phases, but then they've found some really good options, but this hasn't been consistent in that third quarter for them.
No, and I think they've got to go back to what they were doing with their big guys early and just try and bang up some points.
Absolutely, and probably the message for Glenorchy here and what Brett will just be telling them, look, keep playing the warrior, keep being aggressive on D, and keep looking to attack the basket where we can. They're getting some good looks in their offense.
No, they've done everything right since half time, and the scoreboard reflects that.
It certainly does. So 21 points is the margin here at Murray Basketball Stadium as we head into the last quarter of the season. It's certainly been a fun season in the Hobart Chargers Senior Basketball League, and no doubt it's been great to have the coverage being shown on YouTube on a weekly basis, Scott.
Yeah, no, I think we've attracted a small following, and we'll try and keep it up.
Definitely good to see as we are underway in the fourth. It's Stanwicks with the ball now at the 45. 1-on-1 with Glenorchy, gives it off to Masunda. Oh, Masunda with an interesting pass, but gets to Stanwicks in the end. That rattles out on the missed shot as Kingston head down the floor. Bresenchek goes for the drive, kicks out to Pawson. Now back to Bresenchek for the three. That's off, excuse me. Bresenchek, this time, no! Paramore loses control, and Glenorchy will get it back. JB has finally made it back.
And like Michael Jordan, I'm back for the second half and what's going to be the worst half of his career. Jerry Masunda guarded out wide. Smith with the ball, guarded by Bresenchek. Pawson guarded by guarding Stanwicks. Up close and personal there. Gives it to Smith. And he's been called for a travel there. And I hate to say it, fellas, but I think it's all over Red Rover here. 20 points, 21 points in the last quarter is a lot to make up.
I think you're behind the news if you're just calling it all over now. I think we called it all over sometime in the third quarter.
To be fair, Scott, we did call it all over in the women's halfway through the second, and we were nearly contradicted there.
Well, I think we're safe here.
I think the commentator's curse won't be back, JB, as Pawson puts up the shot from the free throw and then misses Stanwicks with the ball.
This is why we kept running out of the commentary box. Stanwicks with the isolation, the pass. Tuffin with the ball. To Boyd Hammer, he's going to pull up in the car park, gets a little closer. Bang! No hair off his shoulders on that one, game over.
The veteran with a big three there to start the fourth for the Spartans. Paramore in turn to Pawson. Pawson nearly got that ball stolen. Here's Bresenchek now. Goes all the way and foul will be called on Ray Tuffin.
74-50, 24 points, 8-14 remaining. I did predict a 20-25 point margin if I am correct on my own Facebook, Scotty.
Well, we probably need to call it off right now then. as I think it's heading to 30-35.
Well, there you go. I can't say much. I did also predict a Phoenix win during the week, and nothing come about that. As we head to the foul line, Ronnie's just going to double check our sources on that one. I think we're pretty right, though.
Yeah, so, yes, just checking now, yes.
Thank you, Ronnie. No worries. Nothing better than a Jordan photo to check your sources.
So, Glenorchy for the second and knocks it down.
Makes both. That knocks it back to a 22-point lead. The Silver down the floor gives it the sandwich. Kicks it out to Liam Smith. Salamanca is in danger tonight. Masunda providing a mixtape there for Mulo. There's no doubt about it. Smith catches the ball one-handed, kicks it out to Masunda. He's closed up. The Boyd header from the car park. Bang!
Back-to-back threes for Boyd Heather, the veteran of the league, and the stalwart league, Stanwich with the steal.
I'll tell you what, McKinney's exploded now. They've done the pass to Smith, and they've called a foul, and they've called a goaltend. So, on the technicality there, we've seen a poster on him in the SBL Grand Final.
Technically, yes. So they're saying the ball was on the way down on Liam Smith's trajectory. So, good call by the officials.
So, pretty much, we've just seen a goaltender dunk. You thought Salamanca was dangerous before then. You wait, absolutely wait until Liam Smith starts postering these. It looks like, have they called a foul there?
No, they're just double checking
I
something
didn't
on the
think
bench there, JB.
pretty sure, Ronnie, it was only a goaltender. Didn't see a foul call, but
No.
definitely, it didn't see
The signal I saw from referee Connor Westwood was a goaltend.
It's certainly not a foul.
Yeah.
As the King come up the ball, and it looks like they've got to give it to Lucas Simpson, but Mace Preston check with the ball.
Yeah, so Simpson with it as he brings over half court. Simpson goes exploring. Glenorchy for the unlikely three. Yes!
Was crucial the other night. Scotty made a couple on the other week, actually made a couple, was the top scorer. Stanwich guarded by Pawson, isolation, gives it to Masunda, guarded by Glenorchy, too slow, corner kick out to Boyd Heather, who saved that, he's going to put it up and do. Oh, inside, you're Masunda. Not much of a score there, thought it was going to be it's got to be a charge, that's a no call.
No, he's in the circle, JB.
What do you think about that, Ronnie? Just quickly, do you think that should be a no call or a block?
That's a no call, he's in the defensive circle on that play.
Straight up, so I suppose you're looking at that though. If he's in the circle, arms up, not committing a foul, it's a no call.
Well, it's either no call or block. On that one, I have to agree with no call because there wasn't much in that one.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of people are going to look at that and go, well, he's in the circle, it's a block, but at the same time, if the defender's in the circle, not committing anything illegal in a good legal stance, then no call.
Correct. Glenorchy with the ball carrying duties. In turn to Simpson. Simpson looking around, gives it to Pawson. Pawson pulls up from the top of the key, and a foul on the play.
Oh, Barrymore's starting to throw his weight around.
Yep.
To be fair, it's probably a little too late for Guy to be throwing his weight around. I do remember in the round one write-up he threw his weight around in the right way, but I mean, probably the last time Guy threw his weight around the right way. Wasn't going to play, considering he was actually considering not playing today because Richmond played the Bulldogs and what a game it was. But Stanwich to Boyd Heather, got the pass to Masunda, and it's going to be Pawson with the ball.
It's a bad turnover by the Spartans, and Simpson goes to Glenorchy for the mid-range too. Bumps out, Simpson.
It's easy rebound.
And a foul. Yeah, that's either on Boydo or Tuffin. We'll have a look here. It'll be on Boydo.
It'll be on Boydo, as it looks like Crawford and Moo checking into the game, and coming out of the game will be, as we have a look, that'll be Tuffin and Boydo. Meanwhile, checking into the game will be Stratzma for Clapsis. Or was that Stratzma for Bresenchek? I'm not too sure.
Bresenchek. Simpson's at the line for two.
The ball boy getting amongst the Kingston bench, trying to raise them up. He's made the first. 55-79, 24-point lead for the Spartans, 6:18 remaining in the fourth.
So Simpson knocked down the first, and knocked down the second. We're getting a footy score update.
Tight. The Hawks are up 5, late in the fourth.
Well, there you go.
It's not going to matter. They're going to play the Tigers in the first round. They got within 8 goals in the first week, and they are just like a good teddy bear, absolutely stuffed in the first week of finals, Scotty.
Really interesting result. I thought Richmond struggled against a very poor Bulldogs team.
Everyone thought Richmond was the worst premiership side as well in history, but then you look at the Bulldogs. As we continue on, the Super with the ball. Oh, inside too easily. Paramore is just a bit too big, too strong. But he'll go to the line for two. Probably an intentional foul there by Guy, but he's got to give him the misery business as he can. Timeout has been called by Coach Stanwich. 79:55, 6:03 remaining. And fellas, we need to find someone that's going to sing for us, I think. Scott, your turn. Thank you, Scott. These last 6 minutes, I mean, the way the game's going, you know, as a coach, you'd feel whether momentum's gone or not. But if you're Coach Cook and you've and the ball boy down there, and you're trying to motivate your team to somewhat stay in the game, what would be your advice to the boys?
Look, I'm staying passionate here. I'm encouraging they keep fighting out there, keep at it. Anything can happen with 6:03 remaining. You know, just on an off chance, Glenorchy might come down and go clang, 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 and then all of a sudden, Kingston come out and go bang, bang, bang. So my message is, hey, stick with it. We're not out of it just yet. Let's go for it.
And the scoring bench looking up for some entertainment.
Anything could happen, but what we will need to happen for Kingston to get up is the roof to fall in.
But I'll tell you what, Scott, I wouldn't say too much, Scott, because the age of this building, it's a potential.
Or what has happened here in years gone by, and it happened to me in a game when we officiated here in the SBL, was that someone actually took out the power box outside and we had a blackout and we had no choice but to call off the game.
Well, you shouldn't say that too. I just saw Coach Cook running to the back door.
Yes.
Well, Ronnie, on my understanding, thank you very much for that, Scott. My understanding, Ronnie, is though that the score would stand as is and that would still be a 20.
Oh, correct.
Now a 25.
Correct. Yeah, correct. It would be JB, but I think you'd be looking for any excuse to hold the game in a sense.
Coach Cook ran to the back door, he's on the outside looking in, and that'll be the Kings up the floor.
Reminds me of the fire alarm incident at Elfin, where the game was held up after the fire alarm went off.
Strasma, great.
Nice shot.
Bucket off the window there.
Comes down the floor, clutches there. That is a foul on Dolliver. He's not happy with that either. He's up in his face. Really got to calm down here. Masunda just walking away. There he's been called on 10 for a block. That is on Dolliver. He's always going to throw his weight around, Dolly, but I give Terry this. He's never going to back down.
No.
Now that we can see the screen, Ronnie, just keep your head out of shot there. We've been able to count all the salt and pepper that you've slowly gained over the years, but that's all right.
Oh, you should have told me.
It's
so hard. Like the booth we're in here, folks, is like
very bad spot.
Bad spot. So I have to kind of
can't say much though, guys. Ronnie's got some salt and pepper, and I've got the equivalent in cruiser bottles. As Masunda comes down, pop up three. He's missed that. Dolliver for the rebound, and Strutchman's out there to collapses.
There's collapses off and running. Will take Smith with the rejection. My goodness!
You thought he was rejecting there. Wait until he gets to Salamanca later tonight.
Meanwhile, Pawson for the triple. That's off the money. Simpson with a strong rebound. Couldn't get it.
It looked like Lou got a block there.
Got rejected.
Getting willing downstairs. Getting willing.
It's the foul, and Simpson will go to the line for two.
Bit of emotion here at the end of the game, Ronnie, but something tells me it's a little too late.
It is a little bit too late. Like, as we say, hey, finals basketball, players are going to get emotional, players are going to fire up over little things like, why did you kind of bump me afterwards, that type of thing. Always going to happen in grand finals, so no surprises there for a couple of the guys there to fire up.
Simpson heading to the foul line, probably being the most consistent performer as far as amount of games played and performance this year for the Kings. There's no doubt about that.
So Simpson will take his second free throw here. Good crowd into, by the way, here at Lorraine.
Great crowd tonight.
Now, considering it's 10 o'clock, people have held themselves out. Considering it's a Saturday night, it's very well that they've held themselves out. Lou's managed to grab the ball back. No back court. As Lou comes across the half-court line into your picture just now. Gives it to the Salamanca Stalker, who gives it to Stanwicks. Won the dump down pass to Smith. Gets inside a little bit, gives it to Stanwicks. Guarded by Pawson, that swinging drive. Dolliver wanted that, no chance, and Strats with the ball looking for the outlet pass.
So Simpson has it now. Looking for his options. He'll give it to Collapses, but the ball is out of court. Glenorchy will get the ball back.
He's thrown that into the change rooms, and you can see down there on the benches there, they're pretty reserved to the result. 4:40 roughly remaining in the fourth, and it's 57-81 in favour of the Spartans as Masunda comes across the long guard by Pawson, went to give it to Smith, managed to maintain the dribble. Gives it to Crawford. He gives it to Stanwicks. He's probably fouled. Not called. That's three. That's good. It's definitely all over Red Robin out.
Yeah, I think so. Good, great shot there by Jack Stanwicks. Just collapses with the ball. Gives it off to Dolliver. In turn, Pawson for that answering three. That's off the mark.
He's been crucial this year, Pawson. He's been unlucky though, just not necessarily got the support And Donovan looks to disrupt that shot a little bit.
Dawson upstairs and gets allowed.
Right in front of the can bar there. He's had a pretty good year, Pawson. Unlucky with the squad he's been on. Thought he could have delivered a bit more with some consistent teammates around him. As Smith has the ball out to Masunda, fakes the inside drive, gives it to Smith, gives it to Stanwicks. Oh, he's been open for a week. Bang!
Back-to-back threes for Jack Stanwicks. Great job by the youngster stepping up in this grand final. As collapses. Dolomar.
Out to 28 points now.
Strathmore from the corner is missed everything.
Move the ball, the peroxide prince, I think we have to call it. He's dominated that haircut. Liam Smith with the ball. Isolation dribble, had the shot, didn't want to take it, gets inside. Fade away from 17, good. It's a 30-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
This is starting to get a little bit more ugly.
Turning into a round here, Ronnie.
Simpson with the bullet pass inside, he'll get it back. Ball with Dolomar. Back into Simpson.
He's hit
goes
the deck.
Down the floor.
No trouble there, Ronnie.
No, as Collapses puts up the three, that's off.
And down comes Smith on the floor. He's had a good game. They've all had a good game, the Spartans. That's why they're in the lead. Stanwicks gets inside, kicks out to Smith, and an unsportsmanlike foul committed. That one's been called on Greg Dolliver. And let's be honest, Scotty, probably no surprise to see Dolliver amongst the action. That'll be his fifth foul. Liam Smith's going to clap him to the bench. And on comes Guy Paramore, another substitution. Lucas Simpson checking out the game. So Paramore and Van Sant, the substitute bigs. Definitely a hard check there, Ronnie. In previous years, that probably just would have been put down as a hard foul and off to the line for two.
A very normal hard foul, but the way the game is changed these days, and the interpretation on the rule, Justin, that is an unsportsmanlike foul.
A bit more of a custom approach, we should say. Stanwicks makes the two, but he certainly was hit. Did deserve the shots. I think the Kings are going to pack it up now. 91-59. They certainly started strong, just weren't able to keep momentum as Matthew Yang collects the ball in the half court. Guarded by Van Sant, gets over the half-court line. I tell you what, he's within distance. He's missed that though, and Strathmore with the ball.
Looks like, look out for Mafang to hit a few here down the stretch. Collapses. Paramore from Paramore doesn't want a three himself. That's a pass to Strathmore.
He wanted to claim the assist and didn't quite get it.
Strathmore got his own rebound, gets it to Collapses. Collapses looking for its options here. Shot clock is 7 and beyond. Kingston needs to get busy. Strathmore on the other 45. That's short. Offensive board to Collapses. Ball gets kicked to the top to Van Sant. 10 remaining now. Van Sant will check it up. And that's off.
And finally a rebound by the Spartans, and he's been pushed out by Paramore. Ronnie, 2:07 remaining, 59-91. You're on the if you're on the receiving end of a beatdown like this, as looks like Brad Tuffman's going to check into the game here for Matthew Angmu. The stars of the team getting a rest. Don't be surprised if Stanwick starts in the bench here as they go the line for two. Paramore understanding the situation. Good sport there. One with some probably would have contested that in previous years, but I mean, if you're the coach of the Kings now, what do you say to your troopers?
These are tough situations. I've been in them before, and you know it's tough. It's you know, words sometimes can't describe the feelings, and
words don't come easy.
Absolutely,
that's it. And you know, I just let them be and let them do their thing. As the ball tries to go inside of Paramore, but ball got deflected. Stanwicks.
Tuffin scores.
Great stuff there by Brad Tuffin. As Pawson looks to go exploring, puts up the shot. That is way short. Paramore with the rebound. Good heads-up play. Kicks it off Liam Smith's foot and goes back to Salamanca.
Goes back to Salamanca. Shout out to the Cargo Bar, the sponsor of the Kings. They'll be rocking there tonight. 1:46 remaining. 95-59 in the last quarter of the SBL Grand Final, and it's going to be a Spartans ball. Ed Sheeran's man, the parents.
Oh, no.
He found love right where he was. There's no doubt about it. The stalker goes through. Gives it to Stanwicks. Gives it to Saville. He wants a shot. Gives it to Stanwicks. He loves a shot. He's missed that one. The oldest 24-year-old I know outside of Nicky Mills has missed the rebound. It's King's ball.
Meanwhile, I won't comment on that. Massive rejection by Corbin. Smith to dump this one down.
Bang!
Liam Smith with a two-hand jam, and that puts exclamation exclamation point here in the grand final.
As
Collapses for the three.
response. Now let's be honest though, Ronnie, three's more than two, but in this context of the game, that's a good exclamation mark. Smitty did travel, you thought he travelled, you should see the freaking fly miles between Irish movies and the den. He's gone inside again, wants a tough follow, he's inside of the backboard and the Kings will follow up.
So Paramore with off to Collapses, goes aggressive reverse layup drive by Michael Collapses.
Even the
Unbelievable.
even the clap out of the Glenorchy coach there, Brendan Stamix, 45 seconds remaining, and Damien Saville with the ball, kicks it out to Liam Smith, wants to go inside the Guy Paramore, but the misery business is on his way. Damien Saville, got his reserves down to the granny. Looks like Tuffins missed the ball there, Van Sant kicks the ball to Collapses.
Let's see if we get some more showtime happening here. Collapses with the up and under.
Hit the ball hard, and 24 seconds remaining, that'll near dot. Long pass to Stamix, he might just isolate a bit here, run the clock down, he's out deep, he's got to shoot it. He's got no choice, the shot clock's in play here, fellas. I don't know if they know that the shot clock is in play. He's going to shoot it. Crawford for three. He's missed that. Stamix with the ball and he's just going to hold it out. That is going to do it for the 2018 SBL season. Stamix puts up a shot that doesn't count. Final scores 97-64. 33-point victors are the Glenorchy Spartans after being predicted between 20 and 25 points. Not a bad way to end their season. They walk away with how many championships on the line, Scotty?
One.
They walk away with 1 of 4, qualified for 4 grand finals, but you've got to be in it to win it. A big win here by the Spartans, 97-64. The Kings certainly weren't expected to be in it, and in fact were probably predicted to be a bit closer than they were. Ronnie, your thoughts on the game?
MVPs.
MVPs, as we're going to cut to it, and I tell you what, I called it during the year, and you haven't seen anything this far apart. I'm shocked at a couple of the names I'm reading here. But Terry Masunda, 53 votes. In the terms of someone else, and we've got a censor button, pissed it in. 53 votes for the MVP. Lucas Simpson, a surprising finisher there with 38 points per second. Trey Nichols was third with 32. Lockie Boucher, your young fella Scott, wonder why he had bits of paper after the game. 26 points, and Cal Barker with 25. Honourable shout out to Jack Stanwich, but I mean, we've got a Spartans championship right here, Ronnie, and your immediate thoughts post game.
Look, congratulations to the Glenorchy Spartans. Well played by them. Certainly, again, as we've said throughout the broadcast here, JB, the experience has shown within Glenorchy after being rattled in that first quarter by a 10-6 run by Kingston. They rallied back and then they took control of the game. I thought it was well played and well paced by them to get the win. Commiserations to Kingston, but Kingston should hold their head up high for making their first grand final. It's an unbelievable effort to get here, and they're never easy to make it. So commiserations, but positive signs going forward for Kingborough-Huon.
As we have a look at the quick AFL full-time score, Scotty Boucher's pissed off because the Hawks are going to get flogged by Richmond.
Double chance.
In the qualifying final in 2 weeks' time. But Ronnie, if you had to go the votes here for a finals MVP, who would it go to?
Oh, geez, there's some interesting.
Just a reminder, the Spartans did win by 33 points, so a losing MVP is probably out of the question.
Yeah, it's tough to give one from the Kingston side of things, but when we look at Glenorchy, we can. To me, I think Jack and Thierry to be the two that are right up there. They both played well. Probably Jack were a little bit more consistent hitting down his shots and making some. That third quarter for Jack was just unbelievable. While you were out at the bar in 10 deep down there, Jack put on a show in those first 3 minutes of the third quarter. So to me, I think Jack Denson, as we can see from the commentary brief, he's having a quiet moment with his brother there in Jordan Stanwix.
The man I confused him for.
Yes, in the Street Talk version of Chargers TV.
After a similar situation last year on it.
Yes, which you can see on the Chargers YouTube page.
Head over and subscribe to Hobart Chargers, but I'd have to agree with you there, Ronnie. I mean, Terry sort of has set the pace all year, and I mean, there's no doubt about it. Terry Masunda had to be the captain of that side, but Jack Stanwix really performed. I mean, they were up, last year they weren't as good a side and he finished in the MVP. But I'll tell you what, if you could tell any player in this league that in 2 years they'd win a championship, an MVP and a finals MVP, they'd take it with them, there's no doubt about it. Scotty, you've been the unheralded head of streaming here in the SBL, and I think a full credit goes to you on behalf of myself and everyone else for the work you've done. How did you see the game?
Oh, I thought it panned out exactly how we thought it would pan out in the end.
Yeah, nice.
It was a little bit exciting that Kingston took it to them earlier. I was a little bit hopeful that we might have a cliffhanger, but Glenorchy, to their credit, just played their usual game, chipped away at the early deficit, got in front and never looked back.
Well, we did call it at the before the game that they were going to win, probably not by this sort of margin, but certainly in the vicinity of. I did call Masunda as the finals MVP, but there is no doubt about it. Jack Stanwicks shot the lights out and did his thing. I mean, commiserations to Kingston. You know, a side that certainly wasn't predicted to be there. I mean, they tried to defy as many odds as they could. They just couldn't get the job done. And that's just certainly how it's panned out. Shout out to our referees. I thought it was a well-reffed game. Probably the best ref game that we saw all night. And certainly a tremendous attendance, and a thank you to everyone who did attend the game. Thank you to the refs, thank you to the score bench, and on my personal behalf, thank you to everyone behind the bar and in catering services who delivered quite a quality night. Again, running through your MVP of the SBL, Terry Masunda with 53, Lucas Simpson second with 38, third Trey Nichols with 32, Rocky Boucher, again Scott, I'm going to have to question you after this, 26 votes, and Cal Barker with 25. That is going to wrap us up for season 2018 here in the SBL. Ronald, I'd like to thank you for your appearance tonight on commentary.
Thank you, mate. It's been great to actually drop by and have some input in the local SBL streaming.
Shout out to everyone that's been in the commentary box this year. Pete Stone, whether it's his jump shots or not, he's been a valuable contributor. Someone like Coach Gusty Pui, he's been very good to us. And everyone else who's dropped in. I mean, we even managed to scrag Shana up after 63 points. So thank you to her and thank you to everyone that has dropped in. On behalf